Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing well today. So, it is Thursday. It is very clearly our Katawa Shoujo day today, one of them at least. And, well, it's more or less just gonna be setup. More or less just gonna be a setup stream, in a way. So, could take the full 2 hours I usually do, could take less, could take more. Won't really know. But anyway, when we left off with Katawa last time, we finished off Shizune's route. We kind of managed to get Misha and Shizune to reconcile, while also kind of, sort of helping Misha a little bit with her unrequited feelings for Shizune. Mostly just kind of relating to us in a way. Yeah. I mean, it was a sweet thing. Just kind of got her to just to help her a little bit get out of a bit of a negative headspace. It's not gonna fix her problem. She was always gonna love Shizune. That's probably never gonna change unless she meets someone. So we just did whatever we could. And then it ends off on the sweet note of, well, they graduated. They're all gonna go their separate ways, but they promised to meet each other again in the future. As I said in the last one, well, last time we streamed this. Playing that by myself the first time, like almost a year ago now, that had me bawling at like midnight, trying to calm myself down for 20 minutes. I don't know why. I have no idea why. I don't think I'll ever really know why. That hit me hard. Probably just the well, this isn't goodbye, it's a see you later kind of vibes thing. Which, I mean, it would be a sad moment just thinking about that. I mean, look at Hisao. He spent months in a hospital. He spent multiple months in a hospital, thrust into this new school. Then he makes two new best friends. Hangs out with them for the rest of the school year, and then he has to say goodbye to them. He's in a much better place now than he was, right after his heart attack, but that just hits. That hits pretty hard. He got to know these people. He got to know these two girls that he could easily call his best friends, one of which he was dating. And then all of a sudden, he just has to say goodbye. Okay. But, yeah, alright, enough about that. Because that was Shizune. Today, we're getting ourselves onto Rin's route. This is a route I have actually never done before. So, it's going to be new for everybody. Most especially me. So I'm loading up my flowchart here, and wow. Wow. I need to do a lot of things of not siding with any girl until like the very end. And then I'm getting given a single choice that gets me onto Rin's route. Holy shit. Wow, Rin is very obviously the hardest one to get onto, like the hardest route to get onto. Oh my god. So yeah, there's gonna be a crap ton of skipping. I'm not even kidding here. I have to go through, like, the entirety of Act 1. Then I get to a scene, make the choice, and then that'll lead into the festival. That's how late this goddamn choice is. One scene removed from the festival. Holy crap. Alright, well. Let's just get started then. So I just need to do a lot of skipping. We're gonna be seeing this a lot, I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's gonna be a while till I get to some new content. Okay. Never mind, we're gonna get into a little bit of new content pretty much immediately, because I'm gonna be making choices that, you know, don't get me onto a girl's route. Both times I've gone through this section, both in the initial stream and to get onto Shizune's route, I've had to go with, yeah, of course. And that's for introducing ourselves to the class. But in this case, if I want to doubly make sure I'm not getting onto anyone else's route by accident, I'm gonna have to choose why. So why should I bother to introduce myself to the class? Just to really lean into being a cynic. It's like, who cares? Alright, so again, just to set the stage. We are Hisao Nakai. In the middle of winter, we got a note left in one of our textbooks telling us to go to a specific spot that couples usually go to. We get there, and then someone we've had a crush on, Iwanako, shows up, and she confesses to us. She wants to know if we could go out. Hisao then proceeds to have a heart attack. He is diagnosed with arrhythmia. I'm actually going to look up the specific one I think they ended up giving, or at least the closest one, considering his condition. Like, all of his symptoms. Hisao Nakai. What is it? 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 Hisao. Sorry. Okay. So, basically, based off of all of the symptoms he has in-game, the most likely form of arrhythmia and whatnot he could have, or at least just the heart condition he can have, is long QT syndrome. A condition in which repolarization of the heart after a heartbeat is affected. It results in an increased risk of an irregular heartbeat, which can result in fainting, drowning, seizures, or sudden death. These episodes can be triggered by exercise or stress. Yeah, let's see. Whenever he exercises a little too hard, he gets a heart attack. When he pushes himself a little too hard during, hanky-panky, yeah, his heart starts going nuts. I consider that stress. So, yeah. That's more likely the specific kind of disease he has, though I don't think they had one in mind when they were writing it. They just went with blanket arrhythmia. Which is fine. Yeah, so we have Hisao has arrhythmia. He has a heart condition. He's had it his whole life, but it only showed up. It only managed to affect his life now. After a 4 month stay in the hospital and an open heart surgery to deal with it, he's finally let out. But the doctors highly suggested he go to a different school, Yamaku Academy, because they are set up to deal with people with physical disabilities. They have a nursing staff on 24/7. They're close by to a main hospital. Everything is there to help to accommodate them. So he goes, and he's obviously he's not very happy about it because well, I mean, his entire life just got turned upside down. Anyway, we're meeting our teacher here, Muto, for the first time. And before he leads us to class, he's asking if we want to introduce ourselves to the class or if we want him to do it. So to get ourselves onto the Rin path, we are going to say why. So basically, why should I bother? Why do I need to do it? Why? Do I have to? Of course not. That's why I asked. Right. Let's go then. I'll just read up to when I know the next part of it starts. My heart is pounding in my chest. It keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third door down, the third floor corridor is marked as the classroom for class 3-3. Muto opens the door and enters. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late again. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Get a grip. This is a big step, I know that. But there isn't any point to worrying so much about it. At least not this soon. I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around. Partially so I won't have to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates. Oh, so, fun fact. Real, fun fact real quick. See this, student back here? That is actually the, gender-bent author avatar for one of the writers. Actually, the writer for, Rinsrat, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna double-check that just to, make sure I'm not talking out of my ass. Yep. Yep. I think I'm right. Alright. Yes. Alright. Yep, I was right. So that's, Natsumi in game. But on all the Katawa Shoujo forums that were going around at the time, and I think even still on their Twitter page, the writer for Katawa Shoujo, Aura, uses that as their avatar. That is, in their words, the moe-fied version of themselves. So that's pretty interesting. So in a weird little way, Aura is in the game. Rin's writer is in the game, just right there. With the heterochromia. It's a fun little fact. I forgot to bring that up a while ago after I found out. Follow the teacher into the... I already read that shit. Never mind. Keep going. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is unusually high, and there's lots of space left over around and in between the desks. An entire wall is taken up by blackboards, and the high, old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. The students' desks are just standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books, and wooden chairs with metal frames. Simple and efficient. I stop walking in front of the classroom and face the other students. They all look normal, like students in any other school. But then, why would they be here? They're probably like me and have something wrong with them, only it's just not immediately obvious. Then I notice that one of the girls seems to be missing the thumb of her right hand. It's a little jarring. Despite the natural tendency to listen when someone's talking to you, I tune out the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. I notice a flash of dark hair and see that someone is looking at me. A girl with a really long, straight hair that is pretty eye-catching. As she sees me looking back at her, she covers her face with her hands as if to make it'll make her invisible. Wow, something I've read before and I fucked it up already. Good job, me. There is one boy with a cane leaning against the lockers at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motions. Sign language? She peers at me over the rim of her glasses, then goes back to whatever she's doing. She's kinda cute. So is the cheery-looking girl with pink hair sitting next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her the moment I walked in. Oh, Shizune, we just finished your route. Also, after we finished Shizune's route, we now have the knowledge in our mind the entire time that Misha has unrequited feelings for Shizune. That's always there. But it's not going to come to a boil as quick. Her feelings are going to come to, a boil in a head as quickly as they did, or probably maybe not even at all, not sure, as it did in Shizune's route, because we won't be there also, dating her, making her feel left out. So that's kind of one good thing. Misha won't have that down moment, at least on screen for us, and as quickly. So hallelujah to that. Misha does not deserve that. Again, as much as I did have my gripes about having to actually voice Misha and deal with Misha for so goddamn long, she's still nice. I don't want anything bad happening to people. Just want them to be happy. Come on, get out of that. Out of that headspace, damn it. Please welcome our newest classmate. He claps his hands, and so does everyone else, except for one girl in the first row who has only one hand. I cringe a little, but hide it by bowing in thanks for the applause I did not deserve. After the applause, there's a brief silence that nobody seems to want to be responsible for breaking. The teacher soon realizes that he should probably say something. He opens up with some unintelligible noise, shuts up as he loses momentum, and then starts introducing me. Nobody seems to be too interested. Maybe I should have said yes to the self-introduction thing. Probably realizing he doesn't know anything about me, he just ends up saying my name wrong again, and asks me to write it on the blackboard. I do that, and turn back to face the class, feeling awkward. I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along and while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. I need to learn to speak better. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently, and when he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. I think this is all new, old stuff again. Let's see. There we go. Alright. Huh, okay, we got slightly new dialogue here now. Alright, so, we told us to go sit down by Hakamichi. We didn't know who it was, so we pointed it out. At first we thought it was Misha, then we find out it's actually Shizune. Who, you know, cannot speak and cannot hear. So yeah, Misha is her interpreter. She's just confirming if we're the new students. I wonder why this is new. Huh. Misha looks at me with a weird expression, then continues. We don't know much about him, but we'll find out later. Maybe I should have introduced myself after all. Anything would have given a better first impression than the teacher's drone and fumbling with my name. I think this is all... Yep, okay. So, skipping, they're talk, do an assignment. We went to... What's it called? Lunch with them, because we don't really know where the hell we're going. And there are guides. So now they're just asking, is there anything else we should know? You know, it's like, is there anything we want to know right off the bat? Our first playthrough, we asked about the library. That helped get us toward Lily and Hanako's route. When we went back to get on Shizune's route, we said, I think I got everything I need to know. So now we're going to be semi-rude and now ask about Shizune's deafness. Which, that's really not something I don't think that's something you really ask about. Whatever. Gotta do it. Shizune intrigues me, and I kind of want to ask something about her. But I can't really ask about something that personal, can I? I can't come up with anything else to ask, so I just focus on my food while the girls talk between themselves. Misha and Shizune sign back and forth very animatedly, throwing sideways glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. Maybe they're talking about secret girl stuff or something. I quickly notice a conversation in sign is not enough to fill a silence. Okay. So asking about her deafness? No, we just don't say jack shit. It's like, no, that's kind of rude. Let's not. Alright, so I should be able to... Yep, skip. We go and see the nurse. Knows about our condition. Reminds us to take our medicine and get some light exercise. We then meet Kenji. Look at our massive amount of pills. It's the next day. More talking with Shizune and Misha, who are trying to get us to join the student council. We're not doing that. We already had an entire playthrough of joining the student council. Never again. Alright, thankfully, we've already done both of these options, so we're playing Risk, and we had the choice of, you know, attack aggressively, because, Misha is saying that Shizune is saying if we keep doing, you know, playing like how we're playing, we're not gonna get anywhere. Or we just say, screw it, she's trying to trick me, just keep playing the defensive. And to not get any brownie points with Shizune, we have to continue to play defensively. So let us skip on through. So we lost the game. We try to find the library, but end up finding, you know... We end up finding Lily. I'm sorry, I really like your theme. Just kind of puts you at ease. If I'm being weird, let me know. I just need a moment. Okay. Sorry. You all know how much I like Lily here. I sometimes wish I did her route last. But what's done is done. Maybe in the future I'll play through all the routes again. And maybe I'll get the bad endings or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's skip on. So we end up talking to Lily for a while. She leads us to the library. Introduces us to Yuko the librarian. We go off to find something to read and find Hanako. And to not get any brownie points for anybody, we have to kind of be a little too forward and, you know, go with the, "Hi, I'm new here." It's a little too much for Hanako, so yeah. We don't exactly get anything with her. And we've already made that choice, so we just get to skip, skip, skip. Hanako ran off, Lily ran off after her, we talked to Yuko, ran into Kenji. And then we gotta say, yeah, I think I scared a girl off in the library. And then he asked us, was she cute? Yes, she was, but we don't want brownie points, so we have to say she wasn't cute. Skip, skip, skip. Kenji bringing off his feminist conspiracies. Yata, yata, yata. Okay, so it's like lunch, I believe? Let me just back up a bit. Yep. Yeah, so it's lunchtime. Misha and Shizune have gone off, arguing about what restaurants they should go to for lunch, even though we think there isn't really time for that. We see Hanako is here in the classroom, and it looks like she's waiting for someone. But because we didn't get any brownie points with anybody, we negate either waiting for Shizune and Misha or talking to Hanako. We just kind of do our own thing. I do what I always do when I don't know what to do. Like now. I've already started on one of the books I borrowed yesterday, and took it with me to school to fill the empty moments between classes. I find the page that I creased a corner of to mark the spot I left yesterday night, and pick up from there. Misha and Shizune are still arguing heatedly, probably about restaurants still. If I joined them, I'd just get caught up in that, or worse, get grilled about joining the student council. Misha isn't speaking aloud since there's nobody who'd need to hear what they're talking about. But why does she tend to sign things even when Shizune doesn't need to understand what's being said? Or, even more strangely, when Shizune is not around at all? What an odd conflict of habits. I find it hard to focus on the book, and besides, the lunch break beckons me to leave the dullness of the classroom. I do so and head down for the cafeteria. Misha and Shizune, having come to a conclusion of one kind or another, follow in my wake, though still talking in their animated fashion. And then we... Am I able to skip this? Yep. Alright, so we are going out to lunch. They were following behind. Emmy runs into us. And it makes our heart kind of go a little nutso. Alright, so they asked if we're okay. I just say, I'm fine. Just got the wind knocked out of me. Misha's just like, that's great, in her happy, happy voice. Let me say, it's not great, but whatever. Still get some... Do we really have new dialogue here? Yeah, we do. Ah.
We have to run now. There's an important student council meeting regarding the festival. And we finally decided where to eat. Too bad you can't join, but this lunch meeting is only for council members. We can take you there some other time. Oh, but that'd be like a date, wouldn't it be? Wouldn't it? That word?
Insert wahaha here. The girls leave for downstairs. I hadn't managed to get far from the third floor hallway before all this commotion struck. Literally. I should get going as well. Oh, still new stuff. Cool. The lunch and the afternoon class pass uneventfully. I read most of the book I had started yesterday and eat some of the most inedible offerings at the cafeteria. The class is tiresome. The teacher seems like an okay person, despite the weird first impression I got. And the material is relatively interesting. Am I able to skip now? Yes. Alright, good. Misha comes in like a rhino, trying to get plywood. We meet Rin. Yep. Rin is an odd duck. Rin is a very odd duck. She's sitting in the art room, just eating her lunch, talking about, like, nothing, but everything. Misha and Shizune came in looking for us, seeing what took so long. Shizune looks in the room and sees Rin taking a nap on the desk and gets, well, pissed. Because, well, it's Shizune. Alright. So that's done. We don't want brownie points. We gotta click maybe again. And we're gonna skip. Alright, out at the track with Emmy for our first bit of exercise. Kenji asking for money for pizza while we're naked in the shower because it's Kenji. Lily's there to get Hanako, run into Shizune and Misha. Shizune and Lily aren't exactly civil with each other. Alright, at this point, I could choose either one. It won't matter because I haven't made any previous choices, so I'll just kind of get to a neutral section. I'm just gonna make sure. Yep, alright. So now there'll be a lot of skipping, and then I'll actually get to that new scene. So, I gotta stick up for my girl Lily this time. Saying cut us some... Huh. Interesting. Okay, we try to defend Lily, saying cut us some slack, okay? They keep saying she's just making excuses, and then they're kind of doing other stuff. Ugh. And they keep trying to say, we've asked you a lot of times, you know, to join the student council, but you're not. And we just say, yeah, I've told you I don't know what to do, but I don't really have time to argue, and just tell them to forget about it. I turn my back at them. I get back to my seat and shut my ears from the finale of the argument between Lily and Shizune. Eventually, Lily leaves our classroom, and Shizune and Misha seat themselves without talking to me. I can feel Shizune's eyes burning into my back. She's probably angry at me, but I'm just as angry with her. Yeah, because we're not really friends with anyone, we're just, a little ball of, fuck everyone, fuck the world kind of thing right now. We haven't exactly lightened up. Yeah, this is all still new dialogue. Cool. I don't get why why she had to drag me into the argument. Alright, I can skip ahead now. Hanako shows up back. They're still shit-talking Lily. Hanako only came to ask where Lily was. Misha and Shizune make comment that if she was, being smart, she'd be working on her festival project. Hanako nods quickly and retreats with haste.
What were we talking about? Oh, yeah. We are really working hard to make the festival happen.
And driving other people insane along the way. Well, good luck with that. I stand up to leave, making my exit before either of them manages to berate me anymore for slacking off. Can I skip again? I cannot. The halls are somewhat quiet, as expected. Everyone must be in club meetings or at festival preparations. Or both. Shizune's words about being a slacker echo in my head. I feel a bit guilty about not contributing, but I seem to lack the resolve to do something concrete about the matter. For the festival, it's too late already, unless I count helping Shizune and Misha, which I naturally don't. And clubs? I don't know. Maybe I'm not a club type of person. Can I skip again? No. Halfway through the way from the school building to the dorms, I spot a figure in front of the dorms. It's Rin. Looks like she's working on her mural today, too. Am I able to skip it all yet? What scene am I on? Things you can do. Where is that? Oh. Oh, okay. I walk over to her, but she doesn't seem to notice me approaching. She's sitting on an upturned box, looking intently at the wall she's painting with a brush held between her toes. The mural's progressed considerably since yesterday, but it's still only halfway done as far as I can tell. More colors have appeared, and the twisted human-like figures have spread and increased in number. I have to say, style is quite eye-catching and very unique. Not that I'd be knowledgeable about art by any measurable scale, but it's very nice looking nevertheless. I clear my throat to get her attention, but not startle her so that her concentration won't break. Kinda want to do a different voice for Rin, cause the voice I have been using is just, I sound really bored all the time. But that's just kind of the vibe I get from Rin. She just sounds like someone who would be, like, really bored of just everything. Maybe I try an actual girl voice, but then just kind of make it sound bored. I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like I'd be doing her a disservice if I just kept her with the, this is my Rin voice. I just sound really bored and tired all the time. I feel like that does her a disservice. I know nothing about her route still, so... Think, think, think. Think, Baron, think. Use that brain of yours for something. Could prototype a few things. This is just a kind of a setup stream, so it's okay. Yeah, maybe I'll just give her standard girl voice I have. I don't know. Just gotta mute myself so I can practice without being super cringe. Okay, I think I got something of a voice I can work with, maybe. Let me know how it sounds. I can attempt to change it. Wait. She doesn't even turn to check who it is. I'll wait. Waiting, waiting, waiting. "15 minutes later, I decide that her concentration is indeed unbroken, and also that I've waited long enough to warrant poking her gently on the shoulder to remind her of my presence. Rin turns her head mechanically to my direction, ending up staring at my crotch level. Oh, it's a sow. She can tell? I'd feel a lot less uncomfortable if she would look at my face. Astute observation. Hard at work, I see. Conversation starts as if I hadn't been here for a quarter of an hour already, but it's not a concern. At least it starts. Looking good. It does. Layers of paint hiding other layers of paint, mixing and shaping the human figures really creates an impressive look. But Rin looks miffed. You shouldn't comment on works in progress. 7 years of bad luck. Sounds terrible. I guess I'll take it back then. Still, it looks good. Wonder if I get 14 years of bad luck for thinking that. Ren turns back to look at her painting and pokes it with a big toe. Could you mix some of this color? I'm running out of it. She looks down at a half-empty bowl with the remains of the same pinkish paint in it. I didn't really intend to stay and help her with this project, though. Guess I didn't intend to do anything much. I look at Rin. She looks emptily back at me. Just this once. Rin picks up another brush and drenches it in another tone of pale red. There are dozens of similar bowls all around her working area. From the looks of this scene, she could have been sitting there for hours. I wonder if she has. That means she'd been skipping school, though, which, of course, wouldn't put beyond someone like Rin. I pour a bit of white and red into the bowl, trying to match the color with the one already on the wall. I can't seem to get it right. It's really inconvenient of her not to mix enough in the first place. Getting it to be exactly the same tone will be impossible, but at least I can try to get it as close as I can. Speaking of hard work, isn't that a huge workload for you? It's such a big painting and all.
Oh, I'm not old and bitter enough yet to think like that.
I guess you aren't.
You guessed right. Legs hurt though. They feel like slugs. Slugs made of sea slugs.
Because of the position?
Yeah, I like doing it in a horizontal position more, if you know what I'm talking about. But it can't be helped. Can't ask the wall to lay down.
Saying that, she stretches herself a little, bending her legs back and forth more than a human should flex. Back and far, legs back far, okay. Ugh. I gotta learn to read a little better. It's astonishingly how effortlessly she manages her body around. There's a small flinch in her otherwise blank expression. A hint of pain, maybe, as she stretches out her calves. Rin must have stamina and dexterity far above a normal person to be able to live like she does. But she's wearing out working on this. Why push yourself so much? Take a break or something at least. Continue tomorrow if it's bad. This gives her pause. A long one too, feeling like a mental yawn.
I don't think so, Hisao. I'm not pushing myself.
Sure looks like you are.
No, it's not about pushing or pulling or anything related to that kind of thing. There's this boy.
A boy?
Yes.
Where?
At the art club.
And?
He is blind.
Oh. How can you paint if you're blind?
No idea.
So why is he there?
That's the point. He is there.
She really should speak more than one word at a time to make this feel more like a discussion and less like an interrogation.
He can't really do anything you'd call art, right? But he comes there anyway. And paints. Why?
I don't know. Why?
I don't know. That's why I asked.
So?
He doesn't paint often, but I think his paintings are very interesting.
I'm sure they are.
I once tried that. Painting with my eyes closed. It wasn't too interesting. And cleaning up the floor took ages. Didn't try again. But he is becoming better at sculpting.
I see. Maybe she's trying to make a point with this. Maybe she forgot she had one. Seems like the art club is full of interesting people.
Not really.
Pretty blunt statement, and she totally missed the sarcasm. No?
Just like I said, they're not very interesting. And I usually don't have much interest in people who are not interesting. Maybe you have.
Maybe.
But that boy is interesting. Maybe I'm like that boy, or maybe you are. maybe everyone is. Doing things you can't do just because you can.
That's pretty deep, I think. And tell that to her. You're a deep one.
Nah, I'm a really shallow and thoughtless person. People say that to me all the time. Did you know I can only think of 4 things at the same time?
No, but now I do.
Right now, I'm thinking of the second floor's girl toilet, ice cream flavored ice cream, the middle toe, and a new haircut. Or a haircut.
Wait, ice cream flavored ice cream. Rin, explain what ice cream flavored ice cream is. There's no such thing as ice cream flavored ice cream. Ice cream has a texture. The flavor is something different. Please call her out on that, Hasao. Please call her and tell her to explain.
I'm gonna need a haircut.
She shakes her head around vigorously, letting her short and messy hair ruffle wildly around. I can see that doing it is something she likes to do. You fall silent as Rin treads around absent-mindedly, poking some brushes around. The thought about the art club sticks in my head for a while longer. I'm feeling like I'm treading on very unknown territory with art. The way these meetings with Rin go, it's as though I'm starting a smoking habit or something. I should probably stop talking with her. It's not like I dislike her, despite the confusion of her being herself causes. And I don't dislike art either. I've even drawn for fun sometimes. I just don't have a real creative drive, or any technical skill. So usually, if I were to draw something, I get white paper syndrome and just freeze completely. That, or manage to draw something disfigured and probably get frustrated at my inability to put the picture in my head down on the paper, and then call it quits without really even trying to make an effort. Rin clearly doesn't have this problem, but she frustrates me in another way. Being with her is like looking into a mirror that doesn't reflect anything. It makes one question the sanity of the act. Rin sits down on her box, swaying from side to side, apparently comfortable with the uncomfortable silence. She's staring at me again, or maybe over my shoulder. Can't quite figure out where her eyes are focused. I'm thinking of leaving so she can carry on working undistracted, and that I can do whatever I'm going to do alone. It's not like I have anything that must be done today. Oh, shoot!
Who?
Nobody. I just forgot to tell Hanako that Lily was looking for her. Do you know her? From my class?
Oh, her. The mystery toilet girl. That person is funny. I saw her going to the toilet 5 times during one recess 3 weeks ago. I'm sure that's a world record. It was very mysterious.
That's why you call her Mystery Toilet Girl?
What other reason could there possibly be? Well, if there is, it's an eternal mystery. I didn't follow her in there. Maybe it was the week before that? Could have been. Looking at her makes me hungry.
Don't say that. At least not around her. Rin turns to look at me blankly, as if she's not sure why I reproved her. But she doesn't acknowledge understanding any more than before, so I give up at this point. So do you want to go eat dinner then?
No, not yet.
Rin has turned her hungry gaze back to the wall, looking slightly more energetic, or at least slightly less lethargic than she did before. It's as if the wall is an opponent she has to vanquish, something she must overcome before she can indulge in dinner. This is the feeling I get. A weird sense of empathy overcomes me and makes me smile a little to myself. For all her oddity, Rin is pretty cool after all. I'll be going anyway. Have fun. Rin has already grasped a brush and is dipping it into fresh paint, so of course she can't hear me anymore, or doesn't answer anything even if she does. Can I skip again? Yes, I can skip. More talking to Kenji. Emmy is inviting us to lunch on the roof. As a sorry for running into us in the hallway, and Rin is her friend. Emmy helps Rin get dressed in the morning, because obviously she can't do pants. Or shirts. We then decide to go into town and run into Lily and help her out. And then we run into Rin on our way back and help bring her back to the school. Because otherwise she'd be lost. Alright. So we're very obviously looking a little tired. And Lily notices there's something up with us. Maybe because we're being a little too quiet or we're breathing a little heavier. What's this scene called again? Mind Your Step. Alright, where's Mind Your Step? Where are we here? Ah, there we go. So, no, we're not going to do this one. Because if we do that one, we are on the fast track to Deathville. Kidding. Nah, we just gotta use the same one. Because it's incredibly neutral. So we just skip ahead. Muto talks to us about how we're not really taking self seriously with a few things. We're helping Emmy gather paints for Rin because Rin just kind of wants us, wants that Prussian blue. We don't know what Prussian blue is. She's talking about the blind boy again. And because we had this conversation with her, we actually remark, "You already told me." I glance sideways at Emmy, and she glances back in a way that tells me she's heard this one before too. Neither of us says anything to Rin, though, so she continues her monotone soliloquy with an unfunny stand-up comedian.
He should become an artist. No bad luck, guaranteed. Don't you think that'd be a good idea?
That only blind people should become artists? No, not as such. I think this is stuff I can skip. Yep.
Another losing more Prussian.
Yeah, so there's no Prussian blue amongst all the labeled cans we got. It's the one thing we needed and there was no Prussian. Emmy heaves a sigh.
I guess I have to go back and get some. I promised to help with our class project, though, so I'll be back a bit later. Can you manage without it for a few hours?
Rin nods, so Emmy leaves. I stay because I like watching Rin paint, and because I have nothing better to do. I sit on a box and pick up today's book from my bag. It's a story about three guys drinking beer for 2 weeks straight and doing little else. Rin moves from the spot that she was in need of the blue and starts working on another. Her foot works the brush steadily against the plastered wall. Layers of paint on top of layers of paint. The mural slowly gains more form. I turn the pages at a leisurely pace. In this chapter, they're drinking beer at the protagonist's friend's place. In the previous ones, it was the protagonist's own apartment. It's not a page-turner kind of book. A slice of life of someone's imaginary... a slice of someone's imaginary life. That makes me wonder why it had to be written. Why indeed? The reason for doing something creative. It's something incomprehensible. Like why Rin does paintings. Feels like she and Emmy are the same, going squarely against their fates, as if just out of spite. Even Rin said something like, do something you can't just because you can. Is that what she meant? Is that her reason? It might be Emmy's. She comes off as quite a headstrong person. Rin doesn't give off that kind of air. Thinking about it, she doesn't give off any kind of air. Or maybe a different kind every time I talk with her. Why did she say what she said? Why does she, or anyone at all, paint, or draw, or sculpt, or write? I've never had much of a creative impulse, so I don't think I can really understand it. It makes me feel hollow inside. What a grim thought. Can't really decide whether it's true or not either. Am I content being this way? Can't deny I'm feeling a bit envious of Rin, but I can't really consider it a flaw of any kind. I'm myself, and she is herself. Still, I do need to find something. Something that could make me feel a little less lost about myself, instead of just drowning myself in these books as I did in the hospital. I can't help but feel disoriented. New school, lifestyle, and people around me contribute heavily to this sensation. I'm trying my best to fit into existing social circles, but most of the people I've met have been really nice. And most of the people I've met have been really nice. It still feels like I'm an outsider, though. Like I don't belong. I shake the feeling off, realizing that I'm spacing out. I've neither turned a page of the book, nor done anything for Rin. She's trying to pour some paint from a big can using only her feet, having not bothered to ask me. Or maybe she did, and I didn't hear it. Either way, it looks very unstable. I quickly jump to help her, as it looks like it's about to spill the entire contents of the can all over the pavement. I take the can from her feet and pour some in the bowl. She doesn't say anything, and neither do I. I catch a glimpse of her eyes, looking silent at me from under her unkempt bangs. It's an unreadable expression, a perfect poker face, mixed with a hint of something like mild surprise. I wonder what she's thinking. Maybe she's wondering about what I'm thinking. Maybe nothing. My head already hurts. I wonder what they're thinking about. Maybe they're thinking about what I'm thinking about. Maybe they're just thinking about nothing. I may know everything you're going to do, but you may know everything
I'm going to do, but I know everything that you're going to do. Strange, isn't it? That's a good old classic Sonic the Movie reference there for anyone that ever watched that OVA. I will just continue on, because I feel like I might actually go a little insane going through Rin's route if I'm going to get a lot of dialogue like this. Lord help me, I may have to swap out the tea for something a little stronger. Penny for your thoughts. Do you have any pennies with you? I don't think I do. Then I don't think I will tell. I'm not thinking anything either, so you're in luck. Except now I just did. She frowns, looking very unsatisfied. It's hard to not think about anything, but it's important. I'm about to ask why it's important when some old guy walks up to us, looking like he has some business with Rin. Is this a new character? Oh, hi there, old man. Shit. I wasn't expecting more people. Fuck. Ooh. Double elbow crack. Nice. And the neck always cracks. Good afternoon. How's it going? I can make it. Rin doesn't take her eyes off the wall and responds so naturally that I can only assume they know each other. I haven't seen the man before, so I naturally wonder who he might be. Maybe a teacher? His hair is faded to a silvery gray, so much that it looks artificially dyed. I hope that's not the case. Small round glasses hang on the bridge of his nose, but it appears he's constantly looking over the lenses rather than through them. He's studying the mural intently over said glasses. Good, good. What bold composition you have here! He moves to inspect the mural closer, talking to himself about it in a way that makes it obvious he wants us to hear it too. Very good indeed. I don't really know what to make of it, but Rin doesn't seem to care much. She's looking around her workspace, the various bowls of different tones scattered all over. Hisao. A little more of this. Give me a second. I pour a 50-50 mix of two paints into the bowl to create more of the same pale pink tone Rin was using to fill up the shape of a man's face. Rin watches me doing so, which makes me feel nervous somehow. Her face is so unassuming that it feels like she's just waiting for me to do something wrong. The man turns to reckon me as well, looking surprised if he noticed my presence only just now. Maybe he did. Why, hello there. Who might you be? I'm a transfer student to Class 3-3. Hisao Nakai. Nice to meet you. Muto's class, eh? Well, I won't hold that against you. You scare away a bunch of fucking geese? Okay. He laughs very loudly. Obnoxiously loudly. A few small birds take flight from a nearby tree. I'm Shinichi Nomiya, the art teacher. So this is the art teacher. In retrospect, should have guessed that much. Even looks like one, as far as first impressions go. How'd you come to end up assisting my protege? I wish I knew. What? Where am I? Oh, I'm literally at the last choice I need to make. And I just have to say, I'm interested in the art club. And actually, you know what? I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to do a save. I'm going to save over this one I made for a certain special thing I'll be doing later, because this will just be a little more convenient. We'll still have this fresh in our minds. So we'll overwrite that, and then we'll make a new save state for Rin. So I should have... Yep. Yep. Good. Ah, because of the exact same thing, I can use this one as my actual Rin save, and that one for the... later. So there. Lily, Emmy, Hanako, Shizune, Rin. I wish I knew. Interested in the art club. I guess I'm a little interested in the art club. I blurted out, partially inadvertently. What do you mean? Nothing specific. Wonder if I could come by sometime. Even if it's just to observe or something. I've been thinking that I should join some club or something, so... It's in no way a premeditated move, but a vague sense of determination has really been building inside me for this past week. I want to do something. I want to belong somewhere. Might as well be the art club, my shortcomings notwithstanding. The teacher seems pleased. Oh? You want to join? Well, we always welcome new people, of course. Club meetings are normal enough. We study various aspects from the fine arts and try our hands at them as well. This voice is going to be odd, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm trying to go for something and failing miserably. Oh, feet. He gives an embarrassed cough, but Rin doesn't seem to mind. I take a small amount of comfort from the fact that I'm not the only one with vocabulary difficulties in this school. Nomiya rebounds from his faux pas by theatrically checking the time from his huge, gleaming pocket watch and slaps his forehead even more theatrically. I really must take my leave, but if you have any questions, I'm sure Tezuka can clarify. Somehow mentioning clarify and Rin in the same sentence doesn't feel right. However, I don't say as much to the teacher, since he seems to be in a hurry. Tezuka, I'm pleased to see this little project is going so well. I just stopped by to remind you not to run off by yourself tomorrow. I've invited certain people to the festival for you, and I'm sure they'd like to meet you as well. I hope I'll see you on Monday then, Nakai. I've already fucked it up. The teacher leaves, and we're left by ourselves again. Rin is still painting as if nothing notable happened. Since nothing in fact did, I'm left wondering what on earth is wrong with me. Art and I haven't worked well together in the past, at least judging from the grades I used to have in middle school. Maybe a club will be different than an obligatory class. Who knows? I try to come up with something meaningful to ask about it, but to no avail. I'll just go to the club meeting and see how it goes. So he invited some people tomorrow just to check out your painting? He has a lot of art people friends. They like to talk about art. I think he wants me to talk about art with them. Somehow I get the feeling that you aren't too thrilled about it. Rin shrugs non-committally, but still gives an impression of her general displeasure at the idea of having to discuss her painting, or any painting, with other people. I don't really like talking about art. It is already a way to... It is already a way to talk without talking, so why bother talking about it? I can understand that. It's like being bored and talking about being bored because you're bored. I'm not following you. Have you ever talked about being bored? It's pointless and not very exciting. All I can really say about it is, I'm so bored. I once spent a week trying to think of something meaningful to say about boredness. It was the most boring week I've ever had.
But that's pretty fitting, don't you think? Rin gives me a look. A laconic kind that looks like it doesn't mean anything, but it does. Anyway, I don't know. I guess I just rarely can't come up with anything to say about art. I mean, like this one you're doing now. I have no idea what to think about it except that it looks nice. What is this painting about?
It's not about anything at all. That's what I'd like to say, so I did. But that was a small lie. I said it anyway, because I would kind of like it to be true. Teacher wanted me to do this, but I didn't have any ideas. I tried to have some, but nothing happened. So this is a painting without any ideas.
But what are you painting then?
No idea. Come to think of it, I think I'll call this No Idea. Now I started thinking again. This is bad.
She shakes her head vigorously for a while, trying to shake thinking out of her head. That amber red hair flies wildly around.
This is why I had Emmy help me. She makes it easy to not think about anything. You know, how she just talks and talks, how she just talks about nothing for hours. It's like her head is made of bubblegum foam bath jelly.
Oddly specific.
You're kind of the same, but not really. It is very helpful if you stay here.
I'm not sure if that's a compliment or not. It's probably neither, with Rin being the overtly neutral person she is. So, is there anything specific you'd like me to do to make you not think?
Just be.
So, without knowing what I should do, I just sit on an empty box and watch her continue with the painting, idly leafing the pages of the beer-drinking book. Rin has a serene expression on her face, her dark green eyes hiding what she might think behind them. No, wait. She's supposedly not thinking about anything, right? She quietly hums a tune, interrupting every now and then with polite requests for more paint or another kind of brush. Her concentration is admirable, even though she seems to be sleep-deprived and under pressure to finish the job. Inch by inch, the painting gains more form, details being added on top of details, colors intertwining with each other, filling the empty spaces, growing on top of each other. I find myself thinking about inspiration and motivation to create art again. Where does one get ideas? They don't come out of nowhere, and I don't think there are muses that magically inject some inspiration in your head.
Ideas have an origin and a purpose. The more I think about it, the more I'm convinced Rin is lying about her mural, or at least twisting the truth. Maybe she doesn't even realize it herself. This is honestly hurting my brain. You can't do anything creative without having an idea of what you're going to create. That would go against the definition. Every stroke must be decided to be drawn, even if it's made at random, and that, too, is a conscious decision. So her painting, even this one, must be based on some deliberate goal or idea of what to paint. If Rin's idea is to have no idea, as she said, does that count as having an idea? A logical paradox? That seems to be Rin's modus operandi for most normal interactions, so it wouldn't surprise me if she hadn't even noticed this herself. I wonder if I should bring it up, but I'm not sure I want to engage in an argument about logic with this girl. One of us would probably end up short-circuiting fairly quickly, so I discard the thought. Rin is squirming and shuffling restlessly. Even her usual blank visage breaks occasionally into pretty difficult-looking expressions. The kind that one doesn't just come up with accidentally. Everything all right? Yes. No. My back's starting to hurt again. And this painting is too big after all, and it's hard to paint in this position. Want to take a break? After I finish this part. Of course, she doesn't take a break, and I don't bring it up again because that would be completely and utterly pointless. Rin continues her work, and I stay with her. I like to watch her paint, and I'm going to be a member of the same club she's in now. When she declares the mural to be finished, it's already so dark I have no idea how she can tell. There's no celebration, no grand sense of a job well done. Just a tired and laconic, I'm done. And we both go to sleep. Okay, day of festival. Cool. Oh, man. Oh, man, my eyes are hurting. Oh, what a shock. My eyes hurting. Let's see, how much of this can I actually skip? Yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna read through all of it, because it's gonna end up being different anyway. Except for Kenji. Do I want to read Kenji? I kind of had enough of him when Shizune's wrote. Let's just skip it ahead. Alright, Kenji forgot it was this, forgot today was the festival, and now he's unprepared for what's gonna happen. He wants me to hang out with him so they can build a fort. Working together, we'd have time to do it. Meanwhile, I got other plans. Well, I joined the art club, so I guess I'll go with them. You did what? I joined the art club. Man, that was a really bad move. Really bad. You know what kind of girls are in the art club? Troubled, angsty cuties who tear your heart out and eat it raw.
Well, I know one art club member, and I don't really see Rin suddenly becoming a psychotic murderer. That seems unlikely.
Don't say that. Don't fool yourself. You have no idea what you're dealing with here, man. They're the worst kind. They drag you in with all this fancy-pantsy shit, and when you least expect it, BAM!
Bam what? Kenji seems slightly phased at my skepticism, but not any less loony. It doesn't matter.
Tread carefully, man. Tread carefully.
He fingers his scarf nervously, faster and faster, like he's trying to start a fire, then slowly begins to calm down once the panic attack finishes running its course.
I have to find some place to hide in, a safe haven, and then knock the lights out myself so I don't have to experience this horrible day. I have the perfect thing for that. I must prepare now.
Don't go to the festival. Okay. Later, dude. The door slowly closes with a loud creak, and I don't know how to feel about what Kenji just said. The happy hubbub of the crowd greets me as I push myself through the main door and step outside. The school grounds were transformed into festival grounds over yesterday and this morning. Colorful stands line at the main walkways from the main entrance to the school building. Some people are still carrying stuff to and fro, but behind most counters are relaxed students, looking like they're ready to go. Or good to go. Fuck. Most of the other students have been up early to finish the preparations. The feeling of guilt passes through me, but it soon goes away. I'm just a lowly transfer student after all. Some visitors are already strolling around the grounds. There's some young families with the perturbed parents trying to keep up with their over-enthusiastic offspring. A few students of our own accompanied by their parents. And a lot of old and young people who are here for no reason I can imagine. How the fuck? Carillion? Carillion? Google help.
Caroline. Caroline.
Carolon?
Caroline.
Carolon, okay. The Carolon bursts into life, and the principal's squeaky voice announces the opening of the festival over the PA system. Everyone applauds politely, if a bit unenthusiastically. The school festival. I didn't really have school festivals at my old high school. Feels kind of old-fashioned, especially considering the school I came from, but it's still somewhat exciting. A day off feels sweet after the first week of hard work, despite me lying on the hospital bed for 4 months prior to this. I recall even wishing that I could go to math lessons during my stint at the hospital. Can't remember the program for the festival, even though Muto went through it during class just the other day. I step off the dorm steps, intending to take a tour around the grounds to see all the stuff the others have set up, but only make it down to the bottom of the stairs. A few people are studying Rin's mural on the wall, while the artist herself is lounging on the sidelines, leaning against the wall and looking extremely bored and mildly under the weather. Good morning. Hello. How's it going? Nowhere. I'm stuck.
What do you mean stuck? I mean I can't walk stuck. I think my legs are out of order because of yesterday. Does it hurt? It's hard to say. Maybe. The strain of working on the mural was greater than she let me know. I thought it was just a bit of tired muscles or something. I mean to ask something further, but Rin swiftly moves on to another topic. Teacher's friends came by. And they headed into town for lunch and asked me to go. It was a good thing my legs hurt so much. But you're still sitting there. But you're stuck sitting there. That's not good. I'll just wait until I can walk again. It should be either sooner or later, if you think about it for a while. Teacher was happy that I finished the mural.
You should be.
But I wonder if it's finished after all.
Oh?
I thought yesterday that I'd done everything, but now I'm not sure anymore. I should paint more details. Maybe. Probably. It's very hard to decide.
Finished or not, the mural looks great in broad daylight. Various human body parts, repeated over and over in a wildly mutating, mostly disfigured variety, are the main element. They are rough-looking, as if thoughtlessly placed and rudimentarily painted, but a great deal of thought and care has gone into each and every one of them. Does this one have a frog growing out of his head?
It's a goldfish.
What's that?
It's nothing.
Anyway... The wall is so wide, I have to turn my neck from side to side to see the entire painting. It's hard to consider it as a single piece. The elements don't seem to fit together, but I guess they do create some kind of whole. Abstract as it is, I have no idea what it's supposed to be portraying, but it looks nice. That's enough for me. I settle myself next to Rin, leaning against the wall like she does. The happy noises of the festival are becoming louder as more and more folks enter the grounds. The dorms are far from the main attraction in the main building, and the stands are in the courtyard, so most visitors have not found their way here yet. A somewhat bored expression settles on Rin's face, making her look detached from everything that's going on around her. She's being awfully quiet. I wonder if she's in pain. So, what did the art people say about your mural? The question wakes Rin from her daydreaming. She lazily turns her face towards me.
I'm not sure. I think they liked it. Maybe they did.
What about you? Are you happy with the mural? Because I kind of participated. It'd be terrible if you were unhappy. Rin tilts her head, biting her lower lip.
I think it came out decently. It's not bad, but it's not good either. It just... is. I guess I'm alright at being empty-minded.
Can I ask something else? What does this painting really portray? I thought about it yesterday when you said it doesn't portray anything. But that's a logical fallacy, isn't it? Can't make something out of nothing, not even art. Rin frowns and turns her head back towards the clouds.
I don't know. I'm not really good at explaining things. It's just a mural. There's nothing special to it. I said it already. She sounds annoyed at my inquiries. I didn't know what I'd paint, so I decided to paint just a mural. It's a mural that portrays a mural. No, wait. I just thought up a better way to say it. It portrays itself. So, its muralness is at the maximum, at least as far as I can do. So if you think it has some meaning, I think that's the same as this one has. Yep. This tea won't cut it. I either need to get hammered or totally blazed to probably understand what the fuck she's even saying. Yeah, I'm lost. I'm not one for day drinking, but if it's gonna make me understand what the fuck she's even talking about, I'm gonna have to. Not bad. Hope it doesn't make me sick again. That makes no sense. Meaning, I feel the corners of my mouth turning upwards into a smile that's just a tiny bit bothered. I have never understood art in the deepest meaning of the word. I get the basics, how art is supposed to be the only means of exchanging ideas and thoughts. The only a means. However, I never learned how I should interpret a piece of art, to somehow divine what the artist intends to say through it. I know it's not any special skill, somehow my brain can never connect art with anything else than what I see. All I see is a mural. I can admire the technical skill. After all, even I know the difference between bad art and mediocre art. Mediocre art and good art. But that's as far as I can go, so don't ask me about meanings, Rin. Reply sure made me reluctant to ask her about it any further either. So, what are you gonna do when you get on your feet? Nothing. Nothing? But there's the festival. Don't you want to go have some fun? I'm fine like this. You don't like socializing much, do you? I think I'm arguing more for her than for myself at this point. It's not that I'm particularly thrilled about the festival either. Just a bit curious to see what it's like and what it's about. And what that's about. Ugh. Her answer is unsurprising. No, I don't. I guess... me neither in the end. You should go if you want to. I know, but I can keep you company. I'm not used to all this just yet, so it's okay to take it easy. I can leave, though, if you want to be alone. I like it if you're here. We circle around each other with words, but eventually end up somewhere. Her saying that makes me feel oddly happy, so I stay. Her presence is something I like too. The odd warm aura of sincerity that she seems to emanate, or serenity. The odd warm aura of serenity that she seems to emanate makes it comfortable to be silent. I really like that. We watch people walk by, the two of us silent, everyone else chattering happily among themselves. Students are leading their families to the dorms to show their rooms. They pass us in the mural, maybe glance at it once or twice. I pay less attention to them and more to my companion, trying to figure my way past her cryptic, unreadable wall of a face. Rin's eyes flicker restlessly from one person to another as they walk by. Is she waiting for people to stop at the mural? Maybe secretly hoping someone would comment on it? I don't think anyone would assume she was the artist. We're just sitting here like a pair of hobos after all. But she doesn't even have hands. I wonder if it's even with Rin's style to fish for compliments. She seems so aloof. More people walk by, some of them pointing their fingers at the mural, exchanging words that I can't make out. Someone drops a snow cone on his shoe. Too bad for him. Everyone seems to like it. I suggest tentatively, throwing a topic into the stale summer air separating us. Rin doesn't answer right away, but by now I'm mostly used to her occasional slowness when she must talk. It's like she takes great care picking her words, which is really unbelievable when you consider the jumble that comes out of her mouth. I wanted to make it so you can look at it without thinking. Then I realized that it doesn't make any sense. So it became something like a mix of this and that. From far away, it looks like someone vomited a herd of butterflies on the wall. Which is exactly what that obnoxious president person didn't want. Is that word that? What word? That. What is the word for more than one butterfly? Butterflies? No, like a herd, or a school, or a heap. Oh. I don't know. A flock, maybe? Maybe people like butterfly vomit. Ren looks at the mural, looking surprisingly unhappy. The middle could be better. Usually I like in-betweens, but this was a pain in my butt. Not literally, of course. Then again, I did get that too. I guess it was literally after all. Don't be so critical of yourself. She looks at me funnily, but shuts up. At this point, I start thinking if I should really leave and do something more constructive with my Sunday. This is the pinnacle of social failure. A whole free day, a festival right outside my doorstep, and what do? Sit here with Rin. Two bystanders with nothing to do except think what a pity it is to just be a bystander. Even realizing how pitiful it is, I don't do anything. I don't stand up and take off for a day of fun. Oh, that's new. That's really new. Rin is shuffling about restlessly, constantly swinging one leg over the other knee and then back again. She has a very irritated look on her face. Is something wrong? Yes. No. Yes. Suddenly hops up on her feet. It's surprising. I thought she was still rendered immobile, but apparently that's not the case. I have to go find Emmy or someone. I need some help with something. I can help you. No, it's okay. One of us has to stay here in case something happens. Don't be ridiculous. Nothing even remotely interesting has happened since I came here, except that one guy who dropped a snow cone on his foot. Let me help you, since I'm bored. So, what is it? Rin's lips flatten tightly against each other in an almost perfectly horizontal line. She closes her eyes and draws in a deep breath. When she opens her eyelids, the frighteningly stern look in her dark eyes takes me aback. Sao, you might not want to hear this, or maybe you do. I don't know. But it doesn't matter. And even if you did, you're not leaving me any choice. I'm having my period, and I need some help regarding that. However, I don't feel that our relationship is yet on the level where I could allow you to pull my underwear down the girl's toilet, even if you offered to. I had a feeling. That might have been what was going on. I hate I was right. Hisao, goddammit, you're a dense motherfucker. And leave it to Rin to just say it like that. Oh, Lord Almighty. That's why you should stay here while I go and look for Emmy. As blood rushes to my cheeks like the rising tide, my brains try to desperately search for an answer. But the only thing I can think of is how that was the most coherent thing I have heard coming out of Rin's mouth during these 4 days I've known her. Yes. Not wanting to meet Rin's eyes, I turn my face aside, pretending I'm looking at someone's parents. From the corner of my eye, I see Rin turn on her heel and walk off without further ado. I feel like going to hide under some rock. I wonder how long Rin will be gone, or if she'll return at all. She does return eventually, appearing seemingly out of nowhere and sitting back to where she was, next to my place. I'm back. She says it flatly, like my blunder never happened. I'd prefer to forget the whole matter as well, so I keep quiet. Time passes in standstill. The sun gleams from high above the main building. It hits me directly in the eyes, but I squint instead of moving. In a bit, it becomes painful to keep my eyes open just a little, and my temples start aching. My head hurts. I think this day gave me a headache. Can you believe it? Are you hungry? How is that related to headache? It's not. I ask because I am. Her oblivious seriousness melts my irritation with its ridiculousness, and I find the corners of my mouth turning slightly upwards again. You know what? So am I. I'll go get some food for us. What do you want? My treat. Doesn't matter. Returning with the food, I give one portion to Rin, taking the other for myself, and we dig in without a word. Rin looks upwards, fork hanging out of the corner of her mouth. What are clouds? I always thought they were thoughts of the sky, or something like that. But you can't touch them. You thought like that when you were a kid? No, last week. Maybe because sometimes my thoughts feel like clouds. Fluffy and white and slow. Like the sky was in my mind. Like my mind was the sky. The sky of your mind? Close your eyes and think of sky. You won't be able to think of anything else until you stop.
I try it. It works. Magic? Opening my eyes, I see Rin studying me with her eyes. It feels uncomfortable because she doesn't say anything. I turn away. Clouds are water. Evaporated water. You know, they say that almost all the water in the world will at some point of its existence be part of a cloud. Every drop of tears and blood and sweat that comes out of you, it'll be a cloud. All the water inside your body, too. It goes up there sometime after you die. Might take a while, though. Your explanation is better than any of mine. Because it's true. That must be it. I carry on eating the food before it gets cold. The wall offers a bit of blessed shade as the sun revolves around the dome of the sky. But the afternoon is already slowly making way for the evening, so our lunch becomes more of a dinner. Or whatever the word is for an irregular meal like this. Dinner? Despite what I decide to call it, it certainly hits the spot. I haven't eaten a bit since forever. My appetite filled, I let out a satisfied sigh. Rin hasn't eaten all of hers, but seems to be done with her food as well. I lean back, taking in the atmosphere. The crowd is thinned already, but the activities are still going. Everyone seems to be enjoying themselves. And why not? It's warm, the kind of perfect summer day when it's hot, but not too hot for comfort. The sun will set soon. Time really has flown by. We've been sitting here for 6 hours. Yes, we have. Do you want to do something else now? No, not really. Me neither. She adjusts her position and leans against the wall, and I follow her lead, relaxing my own body. For minutes on end, we sit there without saying a word. I'm trying to feel Rin's mood from her demeanor, the tension of her muscles, the tiny expressions fleeting on her face. It's no use. She's unreadable as always. The crowd swells to and fro, people happily chatting with each other. Very few people pay real attention to the mural, and even less to us. I fiddle with a few odd pebbles absent-mindedly. The act of doing something just for the sake of doing something. A pinnacle of idleness. Inch by inch, the sun creeps lower and lower toward the tree line, changing the color of the sky close to the horizon from golden yellow to orange and red as the moment of sunset draws near. I feel like my stomach is filled with lead after eating so heavily, but the brick wall feels surprisingly comfortable against my back. I try to fight against the drowsy feeling that's overwhelming me, to no avail. I wake up with a start. A low boom reverberates through the school grounds. After images of bright sparks flash through my vision like stars. Something's rising towards the skies from the direction of the sports field. A tail of fire trails behind it until a burst of red and yellow flame lights the sky high above the school with another loud boom. Fireworks. The sudden flash of light against the canvas of the night sky awakens me to realize that it's actually dark already. How long did I sleep? It
feel groggy, and I can't feel my right arm. As I attempt to flex it, I realize why. Rin is leaning heavily against my shoulder, almost falling on my lap. She's fast asleep, not even fazed by the fireworks. Her mouth is slightly open, and her eyes are peacefully closed. The sleeping, childlike face of the innocent. I shake Rin gently with my free arm, trying to wake her, or failing that, move her so that my other arm is liberated from its pinch. Rin's face twitches, and her eyelids shut tighter, as if to resist against waking up. She gradually opens her eyes, but keeps them half closed, letting the light from the fireworks sneak just past her eyelashes, so that her green irises mirror the bright flashes of the explosions, then looks up at me and frowns. Just a while longer, okay? Rin's voice is drowsy and slow, leaving her almost unintelligible muttering words hanging lazily in the air. Seems she's not entirely aware of the situation. Rin's head drops back on my shoulder as she leans against me with all her weight. She snuggles against my side, trying to make herself comfortable, but making me feel very uncomfortable at the same time. I become intensely, almost painfully aware of Rin's warm body and the deep, peaceful movement of her chest against my arm, her breathing soon returning to an even rhythm. I can't help admiring her gift for sleeping, or the ease of mind of hers to use someone she has known for less than a week as a pillow. The rockets rise up to the sky one at a time, breaking into flowers of red, green, and gold, accompanied by the oohs and ahs of the audience. I try to push Rin's disconcerting proximity out of my mind, for what can I do about it? I just hope her short while really is that. One by one, the glittery bursts are born and die in a blink of an eye, coloring the dark night sky into a constantly changing abstract painting. Holy crap. I listen to the low booms of the explosions and Rin's quiet breathing, trying to clear my own mind of the post-awakening disorientation. Thankfully, just a while longer really proves to be just a while, as Rin stirs from her slumber and wakes up again before the fireworks are over. I fell asleep. She finally opens her eyes completely and blinks a few times. You fell asleep on top of me. Twice. You didn't like it? Well... Despite the inconclusive stammering, Rin sits upright, drawing herself away from me. Well, you are heavy. It's a lie. She weighs next to nothing. But I have to get a jab back at her, even if it's under the belt. My mock protest fails to draw any reaction, as Rin's attention is drawn upwards, to the flash of the fireworks. She seems hypnotized by the colorful play of the explosions. A slight tingling sensation goes up and down my arm as blood starts to circulate again. It's unpleasant, but it helps me to get rid of this dizzy feeling. More and more rockets rise up to the sky, the bright colors of their explosions reflecting from the dark clouds. Both of us stare at the fireworks fixedly through the canopy of the trees, enthralled by the show. Maybe we'd get a vastly better view of the sky if we moved even a couple of yards, but neither of us bothers to even suggest it. I really do like fireworks, Even though looking at them makes me feel kind of sad, I think. It's like they want you to look at them so bad, so they are loud and bright. But when someone looks at them, they're already gone. It's like they were not even real. They are real. I can tell you that. All of this is real, you know? If you think about it, nothing really lasts for long. Even something like my life, or yours, is just a blink of an eye in the history of everything. Like one of those rockets. Poof, and we're gone. But we're here, aren't we? Yeah, this is reality. Rin sitting next to me, the loud bangs of the fireworks, the vast, unlimited sky. These things are definitely real, even though they won't stay here forever. I feel warm inside, and I wonder if it's because Rin is so close to me, or just the feeling of being alive. I don't really know what I should say next. It's alright. Maybe I'm just talking to myself. But you know, fireworks are pretty. But in the end, isn't it something somehow silly to spend so much money on a fraction of a second worth of pretty sparkles? Rin rips her gaze off the still ongoing spectacle and leans backwards, looking at me with a repulsed face. Wow, I never expected you to be such a cynic. Cynic is a pretty harsh word. Rather than that, I think of myself as a realist. Isn't a realist just the word for what a cynic calls himself? The final rocket goes out with a bang of silver and blue, leaving the grounds eerily silent for a moment until the crowd starts moving towards the main gate like a cattle herd. Wisps of gray smoke drift towards the dorms from the sports field. The pungent, sulfurous smell of gunpowder it carries along feels like it sticks to my hair and clothes. Was that it? I think so. I stand up and stretch my sore back. Sleeping against a brick wall wasn't such a good idea after all. Rin stands up as well and turns to face me, with an expectant gaze on her tired features. Although she seems to have trouble focusing her eyes, she is looking straight at me, something I feel has not occurred too often in the past week. So I suddenly realize we've been almost on a date here, as if by accident. Even if we did nothing. But it wasn't. So why is blood rushing to my cheeks and my speech stammering? Yeah. I don't know what I should say, especially since it seems Rin is waiting for me to say something. But luckily she solves my problem for me. Good night, Hisao. She gives me one more lingering look, measuring me from tip to toe, turns around on her heel and skips off, disappearing into the crowd. Okay, good night. I'm left standing there, giving my response to the cooling night air. The festival turned out to be nothing like I expected. I ended up spending all day in one spot with Rin, even though neither of us agreed on nor suggested that we do anything. I just didn't have anything better to do, and evidently, neither did she. Rin's warmth lingers for a while longer in my body before disappearing into the falling night. Act 2. Disconnect. I am going to save that there. Hey, Smokey, how's it going? Ooh. Oh boy. So that made me want to get high. Just having your morning coffee the usual? Nice, nice. Yeah, you missed a lot of weird, introspective thoughts about nothing. Thanks for your pong time. I felt like I needed to be high for most of that part there. It was a lot of talking about nothing, almost. I wonder what they're thinking about. Could they be thinking about what I'm thinking about? What are clouds made of? Are they thoughts? But you can't touch them. What is anything? Just filler. I feel like that's gonna set the stage for the rest of this route when I truly get into it tomorrow. Oh my god. Oh, good lord. Like, what the hell? That was a trip and a half. I'm really gonna have to get into some kind of new headspace for this one, because it is definitely not like the other 4. Oh boy. Oh, God, my eyes are still hurting right now. God damn. Have your last episode of Life is Strange tonight. It's gonna be a doozy. Yeah, I've heard that game is just kind of a wow. Just a big wow. Yeah, mine definitely doesn't have that. Then again, I am going. I did just agree to join an art club because the girl with no arms sort of convinced me. By not convincing me. Just by being near her, I figured, why the hell not? I don't know. I don't know what the hell's happening anymore with this damn game. This is the last route of the game that I've never done it before, so I feel like I'm gonna be incredibly confused. And hey, I was right. It took a little over 2 hours just to get set up on her damn route. Holy crapola. This is gonna be a bit of a nightmare. Oh boy. I almost want to keep going with something else, but I'm also really hungry too. The eternal debate. Eat or game? Yeah, eating's kind of more important. I skipped out on breakfast. I've had a grand total of a tea and, I don't know, half a bottle of G Fuel. That ain't gonna last me. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it here. I'm also really goddamn tired. I gotta stop staying up so late. though. Last night was, it was mostly my fault. Just playing golfing with your friends, with PJ and everyone. And that went till at least like 1:30, if not later. Actually, no, I think it went to more than 2. And then I woke up at 8. Whatever. I'm gonna be perpetually tired. Okay. So, yeah, I'll call it here for today. So, yeah. Tomorrow, 10 o'clock, once again. We'll continue with Katawa Shoujo. We're on to Rin's route. We'll see what crazy thoughts we're gonna have. You're up till 5. Why were you up until 5 a.m.? And not to judge, but like, just why? Get too excited after streaming. And had a coffee at midnight. Yeah, that would do it. That would do it. Oh boy. Oh well. Well, hopefully you can, go to bed at a better time tonight after stream and not 5 a.m. the next day. No promises. Well, we've all been there at some point. Thank you, college. They do. It has a nice, relaxing theme. So how you doing? You kind of came in right as I'm about to end the stream, sadly. But we are going to be doing more Katawa Shoujo tomorrow. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're starting Rin's route. We're just about to start her Act 2. So if you're able to catch me then that would be the time. Alright. So yeah, 10 a.m. tomorrow, Katawa Shoujo. Continuing on into Act 2 of Rin's route. Thanks everyone for commenting, lurking, watching. I appreciate it. I do hope you all have a good rest of the day as well. I'll see y'all next time.